Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. With you, Christine, we are talking about we the people are disclosure. Contact has been made, it's being made, and you are preparing a landing portal for galactic community to come forth. Let's start with your personal story. It happened one day, 21 years ago, when you turned into a meadow and you met off-planet beings.
Just you talking about that, Lauren, just brings a lot of emotion up for me, because it was really a turning point in my life. Understanding that I was not believing in aliens or spaceships at that time, but here I was walking out in nature, and here in front of me as I turned that corner was this huge Pleiadian ship. And the Pleiadians were walking out of the ship towards me, telepathically communicating with me. Now, it was so important that they connected to another aspect of myself, not my human part that would have run screaming from that whole scene. It was like they were reminding me of my pre-agreement, my mission. They brought me into a recollection of the energy of what I had pre-agreed to before I came onto this earth plane. I went into a full remembrance of everything I had agreed to do, and that I was almost like acting as a bridge between human beings and the Pleiadians. And they reminded me, most importantly, of my Pleiadian aspect. And I reconnected very strongly with my Pleiadian family. It was a profound, profound experience. And at the same time, I could look and see the human part of myself. Christine really looking at that, at what was going on, but I was being contained by that higher part of myself. So I was able to really stay and be in the experience. And I found myself hours later, I don't remember getting home that day, but I found myself in bed with this pure light pouring into me. And it was my Pleiadian aspect light that was just blinding me. And I really was in that bed state for about 2 months. The Pleiadians stayed with me, very connected with me in that time, and the angels were there. And I was going through a very, very intense time with dealing with my human element that hadn't believed in aliens and spaceships. I couldn't deny the experience, and just grappling with the fact that I felt like I had been working with God and with the angels up to that point in time. And here I was presented with my Pleiadian heritage and the Pleiadian energies that were there to support me at this time. And it took some time, but I came to the understanding that the Pleiadians are an aspect of the oneness, that God consciousness. And the angels were reminding me of that fact. So it was 2 months later that I finally was able to leave bed and move into my life in a whole different way, in a very, very different holding of my Pleiadian energies, and getting out into the world and really bringing that message and the healing work of the Pleiadians forward on the planet. Everything accelerated from that point. Nothing was the same again. And so now we roll forward to 2 years ago, where I was guided by the Pleiadians to move to Grand Marais, up in the wilderness area. I bought a home on land on the lake shore of Lake Superior, and I was told that myself and my partner were to activate and set up a series of communication portals on the land. The Pleiadian communication portals that carry the purest frequency of communication that is here on the planet up to this time. And I was directed, we took 2 years to layer the dimensional energies and open fully the first communication portal. And then the second communication portal was activated January. And we have 3 communication portals to activate to create a receiving station full receiving station for the galactic community. Now understand, from our house a mile out into the water is this Lemurian portal that has been opening up and transmitting to us since the activation of the first communication portal. It's been an incredibly powerful experience. The Lemurians have become more and more in alignment and communication with me through this time, and we've been working with a series of galactic community beings that are working through the communication portal to us, bringing information. Now, a friend of mine who's worked with the Book of Enoch for 30 years looked at where our land was and said, oh my gosh, this is where they say in the Book of Enoch where the galactic community will once again enter the earth plane. And I understand now that we are creating this receiving station. It's not anything small. It's this huge, really, mission, a pre-agreement mission that we have made. So the second communication portal has created this triangular opening, the beginning of the receiving station starting to birth between the Lemurian portal, the first communication portal, and the second Pleiadian communication portal. There is this frequency of light that's opening up so that we are seeing this Lemurian portal in the water. The Pleiadian ships are often lining up around that Lemurian portal, and we're having some very, very pure and powerful experiences with the galactic community. My relationship with the galactic community is opening and expanding, and it's just really a very powerful interaction, communication, also with the Galactic Council that are the overseers right now for this whole project. So we have Galactic Series 1 that we have been transmitting and allowing people on a live streaming classes to work within the first galactic portal, and it's called Galactic 1 Series. And so many people are lining up now and being able to work through directly that Pleiadian communication portal. So I just want to say to you that is my journey right now. I am unfolding rapidly in a multidimensional higher realm state through this amazing communication and working through the very many multidimensional level states that I've been initiated into by the galactic community and the Pleiadians. So I continue to unfold in my story here, and I just want to share that aspect with you from my heart. It's all with telepathic communication, and the reason for this is they all work telepathically throughout the universe. We are the only planet here within the universe that doesn't work through telepathic communion, but we will be moving in that direction. And so it's the telepathic communication is clear, precise. Nothing can be misunderstood, misinterpreted, because it brings in an incredible clarity and purity and love with the communion space through the telepathic space. So my telepathic space has been activated since my first encounter with the Pleiadians. And it took me 6 years to fully integrate my own Pleiadian aspect through the cells of this vehicle, my body. And through that, I went through a very strong evolution of my telepathic center. Can I talk a little bit about the Galactic Council's role? Because I think it's important for people to understand what's going on through the galactic community in supporting us here on planet Earth with this transition we're going through. They're very much in physical form. You can't think of them as spiritual form. They're living an incarnation out like we are. And the fact is they vibrate at a higher frequency because they are fully evolved into the 5th dimensional realm and upwards. So understand that they are like tall, thin human form with a light frequency. We see them as light, but it's because of the high frequency of vibration that they carry. They are physical, very much solid form in their own, space. Like the Pleiadians come from the starburst, the 7 sisters, the Pleiades. and on their planet they live out their incarnation in communities. But part of their mission in their lifetime is to support us and assist planet Earth and us as human beings in our evolution at this transitional time on the Earth plane. Understand, all eyes are on planet Earth at this time. And that is because our evolution from a third dimensional planet into a fourth, fifth dimensional consciousness will impact the entire universe. That is why all the energies from the universe are coming forth now to support us in all sorts of ways in this transition. The Pleiadians' role specifically is to bring us information and understanding around the illusion that we've been living on this third dimensional plane, on this earth plane. It's like that we need, in order to be enlightened, we need to be perfect, for example. And that strive for perfection keeps us in a separated state. The Pleiadians say we have to embrace our imperfection. We're perfectly imperfect as human beings. We've come here to make mistakes in order to learn. So our striving for perfection keeps us in a separated state because we have self-judgment, self-condemnation, because we can't do it perfectly. And so the Pleiadians say we have to accept our imperfection, honor our humanness, love our vulnerability and our idiosyncrasies. That ends the separation. We change the relationship with ourselves from a third dimensional experience of self-condemnation to a fourth, fifth dimensional experience of self-acceptance and love and compassion for all that we are. And this is what will bring us into our enlightenment process quickly. That's one of the pieces of information that the Pleiadians bring, because that third dimensional illusion has kept us in this state of separation. And so we need this information to understand what has held us tightly in that third dimensional illusion, what's kept us separate from being in that place of our pure source connection. So that's their role. They bring a series of information of truths to human beings so that we can take our steps and move out of the separated state. They also bring information and clarity about what's going on right now, because people are confused. They don't understand what's going on, what the process is all about. So they bring that information forward also, and then they bring these beautiful light initiations that assist us as human beings to be able to realign back to our own pure source connection. Now people will say, well, what's in it for the Pleiadians? What are they doing this for? The fact is, this is part of their evolution. As we evolve and move back into an alignment with the rest of the universal community, the whole complete God consciousness state can transform, and the Pleiadians can shift in their evolution because we shift. So just understand that they're here to support. They're not here to invade our energetic space. Rather, they transmit energy and create an energetic womb around us while we reconnect to our own pure source energy of our higher selves. They bring the love, the understanding, the truth, and they reveal those truths. And they're simple truths that allow each one of us to take our next steps forward.
Talk a little bit about the vibration of these beings. That they vibrate higher. And that's what you're helping people do here on this planet. And then the connection to Lemuria.
Well, this is really important. Yes, as we take in more of our higher frequency of our own pure source light into the cells of our body, we begin to get less dense, and our frequency begins to build. It's actually our electrical energy increases. We're more electrical. So we have an electrical flow that moves through the cells of the body. They vibrate in the cells, which creates a higher frequency of vibration through the cells themselves. We're not solid. We're actually fluid beings. So we have a higher frequency of vibration through us. Now, with some of this evolvement right now, on 12-12-12, there was a crystalline structure birthed through the cells of every human being on this earth plane. This crystalline structure is designed to allow you to house all of your pure source light of your higher self eventually in this vehicle. I always wondered how we were going to evolve, how we were going to cope with a fourth, fifth dimensional planet energetically in this physical body. Well, the crystalline structure is what is going to allow us to be able to house all of our pure source frequency in this physical form, so that we have a human experience and a spiritual, conscious opening of our up to our spiritual selves. That's what the Pleiadians predict. In this lifetime, we will change our relationship with our humanness to a higher frequency level of self-acceptance, and at the same time, we will have a consciously choose, we will be consciously awake, working with our pure source energy of our higher selves. That is what is our destiny in this lifetime, and the Pleiadians say this is going to take place. So this crystalline structure that anchored through every human being on the earth plane, whether they're awake or not, exists. Now, the activation of that crystalline structure is what will transform everybody. There is an activation of the crystalline structure taking place currently for those who are awake, who are searching, who are opening up and going through transformation. The light initiations the Pleiadians are bringing on the earth plane are activating the crystalline structure. The crystalline structure is held in the heart space, through the telepathic brain center, through the pineal gland, through the thyroid, and in the spine itself. The crystalline structure in the spine carries the Godhead energy. So as these crystalline structures are activated, and they're activated as we're ready to take on more awakened states, then your crystalline structure is activated. It's activated through the energy that's coming onto the planet, which is being brought on by the Pleiadians and other communities within the universe to support us. And they're also being worked with the Lemurian energies. The Lemurians are coming up. They have been dormant. They've always been staying on the earth plane, but they're starting to play a very active role now within this transition, our transition on the earth plane. They specialize, of course, in the crystals. So they are working within our crystalline structure and supporting us in our physical form to integrate the activations of the crystalline structure through the cells of our body. So the Pleiadians and the Lemurians and the galactic community are working very closely as a team with the spiritual realms to assist us in an integration. As the dimensional energy changes, our crystalline structure activates, we go through a higher frequency change, electrical change within the cells of the body. And so these communities, as a team, are working together, all of them working together to support this transition. The Galactic Council oversees this energy. Now, sometimes we think of the council as, a council is directing and making rules, but that's not the case. They're actually overseeing to make sure each one of us is energetically aligned and not being overwhelmed by the activations. They keep monitoring the dimensional shift that's taking place on the earth plane right now and making sure it's integrated and that the earth plane remains balanced during this transition, so that each of us can really acclimatize step by step through this divine sacred initiation process. So where the community itself is in an alliance, in a total telepathic communion state, and they come together and work in this high frequency of light communication and communion between them and with individuals who are ready to really open to that telepathic communion. The crystalline structure in the brain and the telepathic center is activating now so we can realign back to our natural gifts of telepathy, telepathic communication, telepathic communion. I transmit energy and transmissions through my voice and through my eyes. That's part of what I do. It's part of my work in the world, and bringing the frequency of the love and the truth forward is so important, because there's a lot of fear out there. And as the Pleiadians say, the human being, their biggest illusion is the fear, and that we hang on tight to the fear. And the ego mind, which is very third dimensional, keeps running the fear and keeps sabotaging us in those cycles. So the Pleiadians' role is to really remind us that through the heart space right here, this is what will align you and move you out of the fear state, out of the illusion of the fear. Remember that fear, false evidence appearing real. And once you learn that the fear is just a story the ego mind has, and it's not really based on any truth. And then when you come into the heart space, you start to feel the peace and the love and the joy and the flow and the truth that exists here. And that is where what the Pleiadians call is our home space. The space where we can reconnect to that pure source connection of our higher selves and start making our way back, reconnecting to that truth and living very differently without the fear really running our lives. And many of us have transformed and kind of sended that peace, and many people still are having that direct experience. And you can't make it wrong. It's just, we get to choose each moment what we're going to do with the experience in front of us. And the ego mind pushes us into the drama and into the fear. And that's an old habit. And the fact is, if you just bring your hands here to the heart space and just allow yourself to bring your awareness there and breathe, you'll find that a peace comes, because you're aligning out of the drama and to a truth where the really fear does not exist on that fourth, fifth dimensional level. Just because I've been able to really, the Pleiadians have worked with me for such a long time now, that they've really brought to me impressions and understandings that we as human beings can really receive and take in. But let me talk about this momentous shift that has just taken place at the end of April, 28th, 29th and 30th, were the 3 days the Pleiadians gave me, the 3 dates, where there was going to be a shattering of veils. Now this is going to create a monumental shift on the earth plane for us. What does that mean? It means that there's been a series of veils in place for us as human beings to keep us locked into the illusion, to keep us in that human experience of feeling limited, lack, struggle, kind of like we're just trying to walk through mud, just not in touch with our natural state of being, of our pure source of abundance, of being able to create many, many things. Well, these veils, a series of them, have shattered. And they've shattered because it's simply the time. With the shattering of the veils, there's been an access point opened. What the Pleiadians call this multidimensional higher realm frequency that reconnects you to your pure source energy of your higher self. It's a space, a timeless space, because in actuality, time doesn't exist. But it moves you into the multidimensional, timeless space of your own pure source energy, where you don't have to wait, you can reconnect through that doorway and begin to align to a series of new perceptions and truth, where there is this limitless experience of yourself, where you can stand with that space and begin to open to perceptions that are multidimensional in form, but in a really pure, simple truth way, where you are anchored through the cells of your body in this frequency of yourself, this multidimensional frequency. I went through this process probably about 2 months ago myself, where I came into a new understanding, an incredible perception that I had not been previously understanding. It was misperception because I wasn't ready to open into that dimensional truth. So I find myself in a space of clarity, of understanding, of total anchoring in this space where all knowledge has been given to me. And I also understand that this is just an aspect of an element of myself. Of course, there is more. There's always more. I'm not looking for more. I'm simply in awe of where I find myself. And I've been given this early so I can hold a frequency for everyone out there to begin to move into your alignment to this beautiful doorway, this access that is yours, that is rightfully yours, to reconnect to now. The Pleiadians say it's for those who are on an awakening path. It's not for everybody. But at some point, the rest of humanity will be aligned to it as the dimensional energy shifts. Each one of us out here have a very strong mission to fulfill. And this opening is for you to receive now in order to fulfill what you have come here to do. And for you to realign back to a lot of pre-agreement energies with the rest of the universe, to begin to align through your telepathic centers so you too can rejoin the rest of the universal community through telepathic communion, and also align much more strongly and work in alignment and side by side with the universal community and the spiritual realms. So we have been given this amazing transformational opportunity, and I'm going to do a process today with the Pleiadians that's going to align you into that doorway of this multidimensional higher realm. Do you have any questions, Lauren, maybe that I haven't maybe spoken of, so people can really open up to a little more of what I'm speaking about?
Multidimensional truths. That's an interesting one. Can you share more about what that means?
I can. And I can even relate my experience. There are many, many multidimensional experiences and different levels of awakening that we will transition through. We've started in a third dimension. Many of us work through intuitively on a fourth dimension and fifth dimension of unconditional love. And then we go back to a third dimension, which is total illusion. There are many other dimensional states. And as we move through dimensions and unfold, we come into these aha moments. Oh, I understand now. The simple truths, and they're always simple, of love, of being, of letting go, of being able to evolve into another state of peace, of reconnection to ourselves. And in that comes the understanding and clarity of the universe, of love, of what love is, and the different dimensional states of love. And the different, and we can only perceive what we're ready to receive on a frequency level. But then when we're ready to evolve to another level, guess what? Another truth is revealed to us. Another perception of how to create maybe, or how to self-heal. But it's an unfolding, a never-ending cycle of moving from one perception into a deeper perception of truth to another level of understanding of ourselves, of our humanness, of our spiritual selves. This is the evolving of perception of truth. And of course, just a couple of months ago, I was anchored into this new space. I had been a little ahead of time of the rest of humanity, but it's because I forged the paths. That's part of my role. And so here I was. I had this understanding of multidimensionality and timelessness, no past, present, or future. But I was suddenly moved. My perception was moved to another dimensional space of that perception. That everything is now. And even the future is now. We don't have to wait for something to come along. We can consciously, through conscious choice, choose to align into that timeless space and anchor the now in what could be the future, but we can reach forward and take it right this moment. We can align to it in this timeless space. My perception was opened up on a multi-dimensional level where I had a deeper understanding of that truth. It was awe-inspiring. It left me in awe. And I've been processing this information and working in this new way of myself being so much more aligned into the moment, which is totally multi-dimensional. And so in that moment, I am unfolding and unfolding, unfolding like a wave of light. And so I'm perceiving myself in this multidimensional state and my multidimensional abilities. So maybe that will give you a little bit of information or understanding of that. And so this new doorway, all you have to do is reach into it through conscious choice. Now is the time. We don't have to wait any longer. Those of us that have moved to a certain level. And so this is what the Pleiadians have revealed. This is part of their information that they want me to bring out to the world so that you too can utilize and reach forward into the now for yourself.
Can you lead us in an exercise that can help us reach into the now?
Absolutely. The Pleiadians have something set out. They gave it to me this morning, so it's fresh, hot off the press. So what I want you to do first is I am going to adjust something in your pineal gland. So I want you to bring your awareness just 1 inch above the third eye. You can touch it with your index finger or just simply bring your awareness to that position. For me, I'm just going to bring my awareness there. Now just open your awareness there, and I am just going to open a veil off the pineal gland. Just lift a veil off. Now this has been in place for lifetimes, but now it's ready to be removed to allow you to take your next step. So bring your awareness there and take a breath like a soft wind into the space. Ashata ine a. Ashe om dai I. I'm going to bring one sound into your pineal gland, which is going to release the veil. Now bring your awareness there. I'm going to lift the veil off. That's it. And as I lift the veil, bring your awareness deeper. Take one breath and just let go into the space. Ashata ine a. Eshe om. Eshe o. That's great. Now take one more breath and just let go. Ashata I. That's great. Now bring both your hands to the heart space. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to begin to activate a new electrical flow through the cells of your heart. That means we're going to expand the frequency of light into the cells of your heart space. Your heart cells are ready for this. So just bring your awareness to both your palms of your hands. Feel the warmth or the pressure of your hands. Take a breath and just let go. And wherever you bring your awareness and take that breath, your energy goes into the cells of the heart. Now I'm going to begin a frequency of sound. And this frequency of sound is going to begin to align and open up an electrical energy through the cells of your heart, preparing the cells of your heart in readiness to align to this higher dimensional doorway, that higher realm doorway. That's it. Keep holding your hands to your heart space. Bring your awareness into that and just take in the sounds for a moment. Now bring your awareness right into that space. As you bring the awareness in, it may feel almost like your heart space, the cells of your heart are expanding, almost like maybe getting larger. That's okay. You may sense, see, or feel a fluidity starting to open through the heart cells because they're transmitting energy. The frequency of the cells are increasing as that electrical flow expands. Bring your awareness a little deeper in and take a breath and let go now, right into the space. Ashata-i, Ashe-om-dai-ne-ah. Now open your awareness just a little more, like opening a doorway. Just open your awareness into that flow, into that feeling, that sense. That's it. And take one more breath and let go into the space. Ashata-i-ne-ah. That's it. Now bring your awareness just a little deeper. I'm going to bring in one more sound. That's great. That's great. And I'm going to just make a slight adjustment in the heart space. I'm just going to open up almost a filter, releasing a filter through the heart space in readiness for you to begin to align to that multidimensional doorway. Just bring your awareness there and take a breath and let go as I just lift that filter off, almost like an old piece of armoring being lifted off the heart space. And I'm going to just do that now. Take a breath, let go, Ashata-i. That's it, I can feel. It's almost like a lightness coming through the heart space now. Ashata-i-ne-ah. Ashe-om, Ashe-oh. That's it, take one more breath. That's it, I'm just releasing one more piece here. That's been in the way. It's kept you into a place of restriction and limitation of being able to receive in your life on so many levels. Ashata-i. That's great. Good work, everyone. Now take one more breath and let go, knowing this is just the time. No miracles here. It's just the time for this release to take place. Ashata-i-ne-ah. That's great. So your body's now energetically ready to align. What I want you to do is open up a hand position with your thumbs, index finger, and middle finger. I want you to bring your awareness, almost like if you're wrapping a gift with paper, wrap your awareness around the full hand position. And as you bring your awareness into the whole space, you're aligning to a dimensional energy. So bring your awareness around your hand position. And as you breathe and let go, it's as though you feel yourself aligning energetically to another dimensional setting. Ashata-i-ne-ah. Take your time. bring your awareness deeper. Take a breath and let go. And you may either see, sense, or feel an alignment or an energy opening up, as though there's a fluidity or flow that you are moving into as you align to your energetic hand position. Now bring your awareness deeper into your hand position. Take a breath and let go now. Ashatai. That's great. Now, I want you to look at your hand position and see a triangle that is formed by your thumbs connecting and your index fingers connecting. I want you to bring your awareness through the triangle. It's a doorway. As you bring your awareness through, that's it, bring your awareness, feel yourself being drawn through the doorway, through the space. This is the opening to the higher realm, that multidimensional higher realm energy. Now I'm going to bring in a sound, and I want you just to allow yourself to be drawn deeper through the opening of the triangle. Take a breath, let go. Just letting go, allowing yourself to enter the space. Bring your awareness, feel yourself being drawn through the space, through the opening. That's it. Feel yourself being taken deeper through the space of the opening. Now you're going to bring in a sound. It's going to carry your own unique frequency of your life force energy, of your pure source energy. As you bring in that sound, you're going to find yourself aligning to that multidimensional higher realm doorway with your frequency. That doorway is going to start opening up and lining you up into your space of that higher realm energy. Listen to the sound. Vami. Bring your unique frequency of that sound through the opening, and then let your hands open as you make the sound. You're going to make 3 sounds. And as you do, you're going to be aligned to that higher realm doorway that's been opened. So let's make the sound now. 3 sounds. Vami. Vami. That's it. Let the hands open as they need to, wider if they need to. Vami. That's it. Now bring your awareness deeper to where you find yourself. Remembering this is that multidimensional higher realm frequency energy of your own source. Now bring your awareness deeper. You're going to bring in the sound once more and feel yourself being anchored and aligned into the space. Just once now. Vam. E. Vami. Take a breath, let go. Allow this evolution. One more sound. Vami. Now open your awareness a little more. That means bring your awareness out and feel the essence of the energy where you find yourself. That's it. Take your breath, one breath, and let go. Now you're going to bring the sound in once more and allow a deeper anchoring in this place. That's it. That's great. I'm just going to adjust your energies just a little bit. It's going to support you in being able to anchor even further within this higher realm doorway. That's it. Just adjusting those energies through your system. Now take another breath and just let go as you open your awareness just a little more within the space. Ashata ine a. That's great. That's great. You're doing well. Now you're going to bring that hand position back. You don't have to look, just thumb, index finger, middle finger. Bring your full awareness back through into that solid hand position. And as you do, it's like it's anchoring this frequency of the connection to this higher realm doorway. It's allowing an anchoring through every cell in your body. That's it. Take a breath. Let go. Ashata-i. That's it. Now just use the sound once more, Vam-i, to anchor through every cell this alignment to this higher realm doorway. Vam-i. One more sound now. Va-mi. Now bring both hands to your heart space, to the chest. And bring your awareness. Feel how this energy, this alignment to the higher realms is anchoring through the cells of your heart. Ashata-i. Bring all your awareness there and bring in 3 sounds of Vam-i to anchor through every cell, that connection to the higher realms. Va-mi. That's it. Feel your hands on your chest through the heart space. Bring your awareness deeper into your body, feeling that connection to the higher realms through the cells of this vehicle. Breathing, letting go, allowing a full integration through the space, staying where you are until you feel the energy is no longer building. It might feel strong, but it's not getting more. That every cell in your body, in your vehicle, is aligned to that higher realm doorway. Ashata ine a. Eshe o. Eshe om. Eshe o. And I want to say, I wish to honor each one of you and all that you are in this moment within this sacred reconnection. So be it. Well, we're going to be offering the First Galactic series at a discount. And this is an amazing process where you will be, I transmit from the Pleiadian communication portal directly through to each one of you in a series of 7 classes where you get template forms before the class where you will work with those sacred template forms that take you in directly into the communication portal. You work with the Lemurians, with the galactic community. At first you build your energetic body to be able to do this, and then gradually through the classes you actually enter the communication portal and communicate directly with the galactic community. It's a really like life-changing, profound 7-class course, and we are going to offer it at a discount. And then we have Galactic 2 series starting June. So you have to do Galactic 1 to do the Galactic 2 series, where the second communication portal has been opened for that second series. So I know we're going to have an incredible life-changing event. So if you feel to do that course, you know, it will be incredibly transformational for you. So thank you.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.